How's it going, y'all? So today I figured I'd give you all a little bit of a tour of what the business looks like now. Been here a little over a month and a half, so I figured I'd give you a little bit of an update what that looks like, show you kind of the good things, and unfortunately there's definitely some bad things, so let's take a look. So right now we're in my office. A little messy. I'm currently in the process of going through these games. These games are all ready to go to Amazon. That stack is not. I got my computer, got my desk. We have some empty cases. So all of these are missing the disc. And then we have this toolbox down here. This has nothing but loose discs, so you guys can see. Definitely need some organization in here too. We just haven't gotten there yet. And then we have empty cases. As part of a video game seller, you're gonna get a lot of broken cases, sometimes just completely littered in stickers, tears, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So we have a lot of empty cases so that we can replace it. And then behind me, we have the shelving unit. This I think was in the last video. So this hasn't really changed much. This is probably how it was in the last video, maybe even just a little bit messier, mostly because of the bad thing. So we got in, we got everything moved in, had a lot of stuff on the floor, and within I think 3 or 4 days of being in the house, we had a lot of water in the basement. So right here you can see the baseboard has been torn off. So we had a mold removal person come out. They did some tests. They're looking to see kind of like what it looked like behind there. And then he was also looking to see if there's insulation in here. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to tear off all this drywall. Super fun. Very excited about that, especially with this being brand new wall, us just buying the house, etc. But so essentially what happened is this window well filled up with water and just basically it all leaked in. And then it all came out here and went all the way out here. So I'll insert some pictures of that. That's the first thing that we have going on. I haven't been able to do anything really in my office along this wall. And then this wall also got wet. This baseboard got taken off too, because y'all can see this, I think, if I get to some better lighting. Clearly it's got a lot of water damage now. That's super fun. Thankfully, I actually bought a dehumidifier. The mold guy actually said that that actually helped a lot, helped reduce the amount of mold. And then you're probably thinking, well, how do you know you have mold? So that is not the only place we have mold. Sorry, the lighting's really bad down here. That's another thing we're working on right here. But we got our Chipotle tin. You can see we have some towels down here. So we have a leak on this wall too. And probably not gonna be able to see it, but there is mold up there. So super cool. It's black mold. As long as we don't mess with it, we should basically be fine, but we're gonna have to get that removed now. So that's fun. We are talking to a lawyer right now about our options as far as trying to get some money from the sellers. With there being black mold, this is clearly not a new issue. They were flippers, and so they put up all this tin. There's no way they didn't know there was mold, or they didn't know there was water coming in. They probably got this house in probably like September, because I think they listed it in October. It was on the market for several months. It's very unlikely that they didn't know there was water in the basement, or at least water coming in. So we are pursuing some legal action against them. Super cool. Would love to just, you know, spend months and dollars pursuing legal action against these people when I could be running just my business just fine down here and not having to worry about things getting wet on the floor. Because as we all know, there is cardboard in everything that I deal with. Basically, we have board games, boxes, cards, toys, collector's editions, things like that. So super fun. I'm not gonna talk too much more about that, but that's what we're dealing with. I also just remembered I was gonna show you all this. So if you want, I know a lot of people really like the tin. Actually, I don't know if many people do. I really hope people don't, because it's going away. So once we start getting the walls fixed, get the mold removed, we'll get a sump pump. There's no sump pump in this basement, which is very abnormal. once that gets done, we're gonna be removing all the tin. So if you guys want, I do have these nice Chipotle Nerd Nation stickers. If you guys wanted to support me and the business and help reduce some of the costs, because it's looking like it's gonna cost about $4,000 to remove the tin and put up drywall. And then the water damage is gonna cost about $12,000, but hopefully we can at least get some or all of that covered by the sellers. But if you guys did wanna support us, you could go to nerdnation.us/shop, get yourself a sticker. We're not gonna ship with tracking just because this is just gonna go in an envelope, but it'd be a great way to support me, the channel, and get rid of this terrible, terrible tin. And I think the stickers look cool. First time selling any kind of merch, so if you guys wanna support us, go to the link below. But let's get back to the business. Right now, one of the issues we are dealing with is lighting is really bad, as you can see throughout a lot of the video. So right here, this is kind of a boxing station. Primarily we're using it for consoles, but if we need to ship something that is boxed, if we needed to box something for eBay, the shipping station is right over here, and so we would just get right over here. But right now we're boxing up some consoles, because you can see we have several consoles on the floor that are prepped and ready. Just need cleaning to get sent off to Amazon. We have some collection up. With the whole water situation and knowing that we're gonna take down all the tin soon, I have not spent any time setting up any kind of collection, because we're gonna have to move the bookcases to remove the drywall, and I also don't want my collectibles to be near where the water is coming in. So we're holding off on that for right now, but we will get that set up soon. And then eventually, once we get things really going, we'll do some kind of, we'll do a better office/game room/collection tour, but that's gonna be a while. There are some pretty sweet stuff over here I just thought of. So we have Lollipop Chainsaw, I got that at a garage sale for $1. Yu-Gi-Oh game, Def Jam, I got that in a video for 20 bucks. Oh, here it is. I got that recently. Toomba 2, CIB, really good condition. I did set my VHS. That was in a cardboard box on the floor, and it wasn't gonna go on a shelf. I wanted to get it out of the box so that we didn't have stuff like that on the floor. So back to the office tour. So this is what we're at right now. We don't have a solid lighting solution yet. I'm waiting until we can get the drywall up before we spend money on nice lights. Back here, we have storage for boxes. I think I want to get some shelves put in here somehow, but eventually we'll have this a little bit more organized, but it works for now. I ended up leaving this door open all the time. We're not going to be going back and forth much, so just leave it open. Yeah, shipping station here. A lot of times when I'm working in this area, I'll just put on like YouTube videos or something like that. This is our testing station. So we have a small CRT and then just a cheap Vizio TV test consoles over here. And then we have an extra TV over there. Usually this doesn't have stuff on it, but for right now it does. Got this nice new Pokemon sign, really cool. Over here we have the photo area. Turn on the lights for that. So whenever we're taking photos for eBay, we'll put them over here. I think this paper roll works really well, because once it gets dirty, you just tear it off and then you have packing material. And then we also have a black paper roll up there. We had this at the old house, but it didn't get used much because it wasn't downstairs. So I had to go upstairs, carry everything upstairs, take pictures, carry it back downstairs. It just wasn't convenient, basically. So over here, this hasn't changed that much. So this is all eBay stuff. Originally I had the bins all the way to the top, but we decided we're gonna put bulky items up top, mostly because bulky items don't sell super often and they take up a lot of space. Whereas like say 211 has probably 50 items in it. So we're having to pull that bin down 50 times for every time each item sells. So felt like this was a better option. So that's kind of what we're doing right now, is we got a lot of bulky items. So DVD, VHS, DVD, VHS combos, broken consoles, big stuffed animals, Tonka trucks, you know, things like that. Then over here on this wall, so for right now, this is where a lot of my collection sits. And then we've started putting stuff that's been listed on eBay. So those 2 bins and those 2 bins, they've been listed on eBay. And then a lot of the rest of this is either unlisted stuff or collection. Looking at it though, it looks like a lot of this is actually collection stuff. Next over here, this is small items. So instead of throwing some of these smaller items in bins, we're just putting them in here. So we don't have to dig through a bin to look for whatever this guy is. And then that big Star Wars buy, all of the figures are in here. And then it goes into over here. And then there are a few that are in the bins. That's just the way it ended up breaking down. Next over here we have the bar. So I did put up my Switch collection up here. If you do have any special edition Switches, let me know. I'm definitely interested. Just shoot me a message on Instagram. It's probably the best way to reach out to me. You can comment on YouTube, but I don't know how to, we'll contact each other back and forth. Do have my 3D printer. I've actually been printing quite a bit of stuff on it, so that's awesome. This is actually mostly just my N64 controller collection. Had a couple of really good buys lately that has basically allowed me to get most of the different ones. Obviously we're missing like the green ones and then the solid colors, but like the blue, red, orange, and gray are probably the better ones. And then I don't think I'm actually gonna keep this because I have a nicer one already. Over here, this is what we call a mess. So this is gonna be primarily like extra controllers, extra accessories, AV cables, power cords, things like that. It's still a little bit of a mess because we're still trying to get organized. And then I've had quite a few big buys recently that has resulted in a lot of extra cords. So until we get that organized, which honestly is a pretty low priority because right now it's just in the way, but that's really about it. Over here, we still have cards. I don't think there's anything back here worth noting. Technically, we have some of my Switch collections over here, but this is mostly just cards over here. Let's see, I think all of this has been listed. This is where Teresa, that works for me, lists cards. She has a little lamp, so I promise it's not always this dark. Resurfacer over here. She does a lot of resurfacing for me, so whenever she's sitting here, I'll have her resurface so that honestly that it's not sitting next to me, because I love the resurfacer, but it's loud and annoying, so getting it not to be near me, especially when I'm trying to concentrate, is great. So I have her do a lot of it, and she's willing to do it for me. And then over here we have unlisted inventory. You can see we have plenty. And then we have more here. This is mostly like garage sale stuff on this wall, and we have 2 rows of shelves, so we have plenty and plenty of inventory. I was looking online today, and I was like, oh, this is a really good deal. I was like, you don't need any more inventory right now, because a lot of this is still Goodwill. All of those are probably Goodwill. I think that's Goodwill. So you don't need any more inventory right now, but this is kind of what we're looking at right now. Just want to show you all kind of an update of where we are. Would love it if you guys did decide to support me and buy a sticker or whatever, but that's pretty much gonna do it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of the progress. What do you think of the space? We love it so far. Just need it to stop getting wet, and we gotta get rid of this tin. So I'm out, gangsters. Bye.